But I think we can agree, at least, that that is one type of a control mechanism, and we'll talk about what it is in genetics real quick. That's epistasis. A really, really new type of genetics. We're finding more and more that epistasis is really a foundation for not just like a couple of genes. It's not a couple of instances. It is certainly a lot of instances that this is the case. In fact, there are new classes in college that are new within the last 5 years that are called epigenetics, which are how these types of genes work. This is a case in which a gene at one locus has the potential to alter the phenotypic expression of a gene at a second locus. So you realize what this is saying. One gene can control another gene. A great example of this is going to be coat color, the color of fur. For coat color, there is one gene, and that first gene simply turns on the color. The second gene is what causes the different colors. So you kind of see that difference there. Bless you. Okay. Here's a great little picture that I think we should look at. So here it is. You'll see that there are two genes we're considering here, right? The B genes and then the C genes. What do you notice about those little white mice at the bottom right, those bottom right 4 boxes? Tell me about their C alleles. They're homozygous recessive, correct? So if you're homozygous recessive for the C allele or for the C gene, that would mean that you display no color, right? Essentially an albino. Not albino, but no color essentially. Now once the C gene is turned on, then we could agree, in other words, if it's homozygous dominant or if it's heterozygous, once that gene is on, then color can be displayed. There's a totally separate gene though, your B alleles, that are determining color, right? Big B or big B, little b, having the dominant allele causes the black color, and then the brown color, which I don't know if you can see too well, brown is right there, right there, and right there. The brown color is the result of having the homozygous recessive double or little b alleles. Make sense? Now, does your color matter at all? Or does the big B, little b situation matter if you have little c? No, because it's turned off. It's much like her going to the thermostat and turning down the temperature. It does nothing because I've been epistatic to her event. Make sense? Okay, fabulous. So I'm not saying to do that, guys. I'm just saying sometimes you do stuff. We talked about polygenic inheritance the other day, did we not? Or did we? Did we? It's in your notes. Right. So we talked about pleiotropy, epistasis. Those are good. We've also talked about incomplete dominance. Okay, awesome. With that, you have, I would say, most of the unique inheritance patterns. So the other thing that Chapter 14 dives into is this concept of genotype versus phenotype, while throwing in the environment. In sociology, you probably have learned something called nature versus nurture. we can see that an individual's genotype does not respond. Your genes can't change based on the environment. So your genotype does not change, obviously. However, your phenotype can. Usually, there is a norm of reaction or a set series of phenotypes that actually do work. In your book, there's the picture of the different color flowers. Did y'all see this? Here, I'll show you real quick. Y'all see this picture? And you'll see that the genes for like pink versus blue are in both the same flower. The reason that they would have the different colored flowers here is because of different amounts of acidity in the soil. That's one factor. So you can change the phenotypic expression based on the environment. So your phenotype is based on both the genotype and the environment. Good? Yay. Let's move on and let's talk about humans and Mendelian genetics. First thing I could state is that some genes some human genes do follow Mendel's rules. However, there's a lot that don't. No, seriously. And I could also say that using humans as a genetic study actually would be improper. So you would choose to use something else other than humans because humans really are not good subject matter. They're not good subjects. For genetic research. Here's some reasons why that should be an R there in research. Duh. One is that humans have crazy genetics. There's not a lot of genes that follow just a simple Mendel inheritance pattern. We have a long generation time. From when we're born to when we have children isn't like a couple of days. It's a couple of decades. Mendel used the pea plants. When you have one pea plant and another pea plant mating, you can produce tons of offspring. But of course, in humans, parents produce very few offspring. I think the max production is like 8 babies, right? Wasn't that a couple years ago with that lady? No? Octomom people?
There's like 19 kids in the morning show.
But I'm talking at one time. Yeah.
That's not 19.
That sucks.
Yeah. So obviously, like, we don't produce a lot of offspring at one point in time, and even 19 compared to a lot of species is just a drop in the bucket. For you, buddy. Yeah. And then also, no.